Welcome to Shooting It Straight with Stan. I'm your host, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. Want to welcome everyone on major podcast platforms, all of them, and the YouTube channels where you're watching me and seeing the guitars in the background. You're saying to yourself, Stan, do you play guitar? That's a tough question, for people that play guitar, and they all say no because they've seen someone that can really play guitar. So, I always mention to people that I was an athlete in college, and that's why I put myself through college. And all athletes want to be musicians, and all musicians want to be athletes somehow. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm the annuity man, and that's what matters. Today's topic is pivot application process. I'm proud of this one. I mean, this is unique to us at The Annuity Man. And one of the reasons that I would like for you to consider doing business with us. Now, we have gone through huge growth. Massive growth. When I first started this, there's no way I thought it would be this big. Now, it's still, to me, it's personal. It's run by me. It's owned by me. Okay. But I have a big staff, and they're very, very good at what they do. But one of the things that we are proud of, and we are now starting to promote, because I have enough staff in place to handle it. Believe me, it has been a straight up hockey stick growth for the Annuity Man. And I'm humbled. I always say that, our business models, we just tell the truth. My grandfather always said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. I tell everyone that come here that are employees of mine, if you work with anyone at the Annuity Man, they're W-2 employees of mine. I can fire them if they don't do it the right way, and you don't like them and you think they shouldn't be here. Tell me. Okay. Well, I always tell them, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth, let the chips fall where they may, which leads us to the pivot application process. We're in a time at the time of this taping that there's rates are moving. They've moved significantly. I think we'll be in a moving interest rate environment ongoing, which leads us to what happens to the decision-making process when to buy an annuity, whether it's an immediate annuity, a deferred income annuity, a qualified longevity annuity contract, an indexed annuity, an income rider, a multi-year guarantee annuity, whatever it is. A lot of the times when you talk to us, you're like, well, is this the right time? Well, first of all, it's hard to time. You can't time. And I always say to people, if I knew where interest rates were going, then I'd shut down the Annuity Man and just trade interest rates on my Learjet. I wouldn't be talking to you. Nobody knows. Anyone says that they do, they're guessing and throwing darts at it, okay? But what we have decided to do is we will change the application, cancel the application, redo the application, go to the higher rate as many times as you want in order to get the rate that you want. We are the only ones that will promise that, period. And I hope other people follow, but they will not, because it takes commitment, it takes staff, it takes money, it takes time, and it takes us wanting to make it right with you, us wanting to get you that higher rate. Now we do everything from start to finish, over the phone, Zoom call. We're licensed in all 50 states, so we interact like that. But from the time the application is taken, quotes are locked in, and the process of moving the money back and forth, it could be anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks or more, depending on the capacity of the carrier. But during that time, what I'm telling you is if rates move up with a different carrier or the same carrier, if it's with the same carrier, we're going to nudge them professionally to honor the higher rate, and most will. But if it's with another carrier, we will cancel the application and go to the other carrier. This even goes to when you receive your policy in hand. Every single state has what's called a free look time period. And that free look time period says that you can get your money back without any reason. You just call the carrier and say, give me my money back. Let me tell you something. That's a big deal. In the annuity industry is the only industry, and remember, annuities are issued by life insurance companies. It's the only industry that allows you to have a policy in place, have a strategy in place, and be able to pivot and get your money back. And you don't have to interact with the agent. You don't have to give a reason. Just you have to let that carrier know within that specific time period within your state that you want your money back. They will not ask why. They will not try to resell you. Nothing. They'll just send your money back. So the pivot application promise that the Annuity Man has, that nobody has, nobody, is that we will pivot as many times as needed to get you the guarantee that you want. Now, once the policy is past that free look time period, you own it. You own it. But think about it now. You can go into an application, lock in what you perceive as the highest guarantee and what we feel is the highest guarantee after quoting all carriers, but we don't know what the future holds. But at the future, all of a sudden somebody pops out that you want to go get, that's a carrier that you want to take the money instead of with the carrier that you did the application with to the new one. We'll do that for you. At the time of this taping, I don't know if we're keeping a record of this, but my director of operations, I just asked him the other, I said, what's the record? How many times have we pivoted for one client to get that person the guarantee that they want? How many times? And he goes, I believe it's 10. I'm like, really? We pivoted 10 times? He goes, yeah, but at the end of the day, you got a really good rate. It wasn't with the original company, but it was worth it to him. In life, everything's about communication. Now, we're not perfect. My staff's not perfect. I'm not perfect, even though you go, wait a minute, Stan, that hat and the logoed shirt is pretty perfect. I agree with you. We're not perfect. But what we do is proactively communicate and run toward the bullets. Now, when I say we're not perfect, there's some times that I'm hiring people as fast as I can hire them right now, I think it's one of the biggest staffs in the annuity business. We're trying to make sure that you're taken care of and communicated with, and we can pivot with the application. We're going to do that. And if anybody on my team complains that they're redoing the application over and over, they probably won't be with me too much longer, okay? Because when I hire them to do applications, I tell them up front, you will do the application as many times as our client demands you to do them in order to get that client the rate that they want, period. End of story. That's it. That's what we do. We work for you. It's your money. We respect that, and we're going to pivot as many times as needed to get you that guarantee. So you can, with confidence, go through the application process with theannuityman.com and know that if you need to change it, we can change it. Know that you're not stuck with a rate that might be lower than a rate 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later. Knowing that you're going to get the highest contractual guarantee on our good faith working on your behalf to do that. In a commoditized world of annuities, that's the least we can do. That's the least we can do. And the fact that we're the only ones doing it is sad. Maybe there's more people out there doing it, but I haven't heard of it. And they certainly aren't promoting it. I guess they do that for their bigger clients. We do that for every client. There is no big client or small client with the Annuity Man. I came from rural America. My whole family lineage worked in textile mills. Nothing wrong with that. That's a hard job. They were farmers. I grew up in rural North Carolina. We didn't have any money. By the way, if you're going to get an advisor, get one that grew up poor. We look at money differently. So there's no big or small clients. I got an email from a client the other day, and he was pivoting. He said, I want to pivot, and I want to go to this higher rate. And the end of his sentence was, I want to apologize because I know I'm not one of your bigger clients. What? No, you're a client. We don't rate clients. I know you're saying, yeah, you do. No, we don't. No, we don't. We just don't. Because I've had no money before. I know how that feels. And I also know that X amount of money means a lot to people. I'm not going to give a dollar amount, but you know what I'm talking about. It's all relative, right? It's all relative. Whatever's important to you is important to us, which means that we're going to pivot to get you the highest rate because that money's important to you. That money's important to your family. You have scrimped and saved and done without to get to this point to try to lock in the highest contractual guarantee rate. I applaud you for that because you own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. You're trying to lock in either a lifetime income guarantee or an interest rate on, say, a MIGA or something like that, a fixed rate annuity. And trying to get that highest contractual guarantee or a little bit more interest is a big deal over a lifetime income. In the South, we have a phrase for it. It's called squeezing oil out of a brick. Think about it. I mean, in a contractual guarantee world where it's about life expectancy and interest rates on a lifetime income stream, or it's just about, you know, the interest rate on a MYGA, in that world, we have to maximize as best we can. So I am proud to do this video. I am proud that we offer the Pivot Application Promise. I am hopeful that everyone in the industry will follow, because the annuity industry has earned its bad reputation with a lot of bad sales pitches out there. But I think with these types of offerings and promises and client-friendly services, the more that we offer this, the better the annuity industry is going to be. And I'm going to drag them across the finish line. I'm going to make it to where if they don't have a pivot application promise like we do, they're going to, or we're going to, in a competitive world, it's going to be tough to compete with us, because you have to ask yourself, I'm going to buy from my local person, but will he pivot 10 times and do the application 10 times? Or whoever's trying to compete with the Annuity Man on a national level, which is comical, but there are a few. Will they pivot as many times as needed to get you that rate that you want? Ask them. Ask them. Say, you know what? I like you better. I like your site better. I think Stan's loud. I'm not sure I like Stan. By the way, I'm never going to be your friend. You don't need friends as advisors, or family for that matter. But ask them, will you pivot as many times? Will you allow me to free look the policy and start all over to get a higher rate? And if they hedge it all, welcome to the Annuity Man. The more the merrier. Bring it. Bring it on here, because we will take care of that. We will pivot as many times as possible. We will get you the rate that you need. I do a lot of Shooting It Straight with Stan videos. This one I am really proud of, because it's taken a while for me to get to this point and get to a staffing point and get to a technology point where I feel comfortable looking you in the face right now and giving you that pivot application promise. You're going to start seeing it on the website. You're going to start seeing it advertised everywhere. We are going to set the bar in the annuity industry, which we already have of a lot of other things. But the last thing to do for me is to set the bar on the application process that every single agent and every single advisory person out there that's selling annuities better follow. Because if they don't follow, then we will own the space even more than we do. Competition is great. I encourage it. But I also encourage them to be as pro-consumer as possible. And with the Pivot Application Promise, that bar is being set. I'm proud to set it. I'm proud to offer it. And I hope that you take us up on it without hesitation. My name is Stan the Annuity Man. I'll see you next time.